Hi everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. Today I want to provide one practical advice, and it's a lesson that I've learned over the years, and in my earlier years I've learned my lesson painfully. And it's about being very clear, succinct, to the point with your communication, particularly if you're communicating upwards. If you've got you're attending a high visible meeting with senior leadership, and if you want to impress and establish your credibility and presence, here's a tip, a piece of advice that I strongly recommend because it's worked for me over the years. And it's also something that, from my experience working with McKinsey as a coach, they train McKinsey consultants to get to the point very quickly with their clients, very quickly, in 30 seconds. And they practice it by doing a 30-second elevator speech. And remember, when we're communicating upwards with executives, their time is very limited. They have so much on their mind. They can't hear the whole story. That's why even with written reports, it might be a 30-page report, but it's introduced with a one-paragraph executive summary that gives them the overall essence of what's in the report. So this is important. So here's a practice that I try to apply as much as possible when I'm in these high visible meetings. When it's my turn to talk, after everybody's spoken, I come prepared with 3 or 4 bullets. Very quick, boom, 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 boom. It's very clear, very succinct, right to the point with my viewpoint. 3 or 4 bullet points, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I'm done. And I remember when I was doing this in a previous company, I was a VP with a previous company, we would have our monthly meetings and we would discuss an issue and go around the table, all the vice presidents. And when it was my turn to talk, I already had right in front of me my 3 bullet points. And I would say, I have 3 things I want to say about this. Boom, 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 10, 15 seconds, I'm done. And people would come up to me after meetings and say, how do you do that? Well, I mean, it's simple. It's common sense. You just write 3 bullet points and keep it clear, succinct, and to the point. And people remember that. They may not remember the lengthy discussion you provided. Matter of fact, there was one guy in these team meetings, smart guy. He had a tendency to always come up with an incredible first sentence that grabbed everybody's attention. Amazing ability to do that. But 10 minutes later, he was still talking, and people couldn't figure out what he was talking about. He lost everybody. And the funny part was, our big boss, usually during that 10-minute spiel, there was usually one thing he would say that would anger our big boss. So I used to tell him, just when you make that opening statement, stop. Maybe a sentence or 2, but stop. You've got everybody's attention. I had an experience where I was an advisor to some boards in a previous company, and I would do this exercise where I would evaluate and assess the effectiveness of the board. And I had this whole process I went through, a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of conversations. But when it was time to present out to the board, believe it or not, 1 slide, 3 bullets. After all that work, 1 slide, 3 bullets. They loved it. Now, I had a lot of backup material in case we needed to go into depth in something, and I had it in my head because I did all the analysis. But 1 slide, 3 points, and that 1 slide, 3 bullets generated lots of discussion. And it was simple. That's what the board needed, was something like that. So I just want to pass that along as a piece of advice, common sense, practical advice for those of you that are either already senior leadership or you're aspiring to be senior leadership. When you're in those high visible meetings presenting to senior leadership, if you want to impress, build your credibility and presence, just be very succinct, clear, to the point, and I recommend just 3, 4 bullet points, because as we've said in previous videos, every time you speak, you are auditioning for leadership. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.